Say, what are you doing there, Abbott? I'm reading through some of our potential next movie scripts. We're gonna make another movie? Yeah, look at this one. It's written by Mr. Blah, blah, blah. Mr. Blah, blah, blah. That's right. Blah, 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 blah. What? What's his last name? Blah, blah, blah. Is his last name? Well, it's the last name he had. I'll accept that. All right, well, let me read some of this to you. The name of the story is Jack and the Beanstalk. What about, Abbott? What about what? What'd they talk about? Who? Jack and the Beans. Jack and the Beans? They didn't talk. But you just said they did, Abbott. What'd you say I said? You said Jack and the Beans talk. No, Costello, look. I said Jack and the Beanstalk. You see, in this story... What about? What about what? What did they talk about? Who? Jack and the Beans. You just said they talked. You did, Abbott. I heard it. Now, wait a minute here, Costello. Wait. Look. That's the name of the story. Jack and the Beanstalk. You just said it again. Look, would I lie to you? Jack did not talk to the Beans. Did the Beans talk to Jack? No. Did anybody talk to Jack? Well, sure, his mother did. She talked to him. Phew. Good. Now I feel better about Jack. Well, you see, Jack and his mother loved each other very much, but they were very poor, and they didn't have any money either. That's the worst kind of poor. So one day, Jack's mother told him to go sell the cow. Boy, she really gave him a lot of responsibility, didn't she? She did indeed. But Jack wasn't much of a businessman, and his ability to negotiate a mutually satisfactory deal left much to be desired. He sold the cow to some city slicker for a pile of beans. He said they were magic beans, but when he said it, he put his hand over his mouth like this, and he shook his shoulders a little bit like this, and he made a sound that could have been a giggle. And was it? It was. So Jack took the beans home to his mother, and she became very angry. She threw the beans out the window and sent Jack to bed without his supper. Did Jack usually take his supper to bed with him? Well, he might have on other nights, but not this one, no sir. He didn't get any supper. What did you say? I'm just asking. Well, anyway, Jack looked out the window the next morning, and he saw that the beans had grown into a huge beanstalk. Oh, a beanstalk. That's what I've been trying to tell you. Oh, Jack and the Beanstalk. What'd they talk about? Look, Costello, why don't you tell the story? All right, I will. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. Jack who? Just Jack. Lots of stories start out with a boy named Jack. You were just telling me a story about Jack. You know, come to think of it, George is better. Why couldn't his name be George? Because when they dumped the water on his head, they baptized him Jack, not George. Will you accept Jack? Well, I don't know. You'd rather it was George? I'd rather. Look, I'll make a deal with you, Abbott. I'll say Jack, you think George, okay? All right. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack. George. I said think it. I was thinking out loud. I'll accept that. Jack and his mother were very poor. And one day, when they were sitting around starving, she told them to go and sell the cow. Why? So they'd have money to buy milk. Why didn't they get it from the cow? That is a stupid question. Why? The cow didn't have any money. I'll accept that. So what Jack did, he went into town, he bought the cow a couple of burritos and one for himself. Yummy. Oh boy, I could go for a burrito. But where did he get the money? From the cow. But you said... The cow lied. So Jack sold it to a guy for $200, took the money home, gave it to his mother, less the 75 cents that he had to pay the cow for the burritos, and she invested what was left in real estate, and they became independently wealthy. The end. Ta-da! That's the story. That's the story. You enjoy it? No. No? Well, I told you I wouldn't enjoy it, but I didn't think I'd enjoy it that little. What was wrong with the story? Look, Costello, it lacks conflict. It has no social significance. Let us develop a real story. For openers, let's say George. Jack. George. Jack. George. Jack was the guy in your story. George is the guy in my story. I'll accept that. So let's accept the premise that George sold the cow for some magic beans. Magic beans. George plants them and they grow into a huge beanstalk. Beanstalk. George climbs to the top of it and discovers a giant's castle. He knocks at the door. What'd you stop for? Well, I was just roughing out a basic storyline. You take it from here. Okay. The door opens, and it's the giant's wife. She lets him in. She tells him that the giant is really mean and doesn't bathe very often. Hey, this is getting good. Your turn. They hear the giant coming. He's saying, fee, fi, fo, fum. I smell the blood of an English mum. Mum? Did you say mum? Don't you mean English man? No, mum. The giant likes his songs to rhyme. I'll accept that. So how does the story end, Abbott? Well, let's see. George learns about the magic harp that composes music and the goose that lays the golden eggs. And he sweet talks the giant into buying out a major music label with the golden eggs. Yeah, and then the magic harp records some hits and they go right to the top of the charts. And he and the giant clean up. The end. Ta-da! And Jack's mother, what'd she get? An autographed picture of Liberace in a business suit. Ah, you blew it, Abbott. Up till now, the story was believable. Ballingham, Chapter 10, The High Widow. Coming up on The Joe Bev Show. My name is Josephson.
Freitag Josephson, Detective Sergeant, Central Division, New York Police Department. I was assigned to Special Detail, along with Lieutenant Detective Claude Dumbo, on the first day of June, 1952. Our duty was to escort prisoner Brutus Ballingham to the state penitentiary in Landegoshen, New York. There, he was to await execution. Our train left the main terminal at 5 in the afternoon. We all took the prescribed precautions. The prisoner was securely handcuffed. To both of us, he was wearing county jail issue clothing, stripes.
Say, do you guys have to walk me through the station like this? It's embarrassing.
For a man who doesn't care who he kills, you're pretty sensitive, sir.
Yeah, well, I got all the opinions I need from the judge, the coppers, all those so-called eyewitnesses. I was framed, I tell you.
I believe you, Ballingham, I really do. But with all those witnesses, my partner here, he thinks you're guilty. Nothing personal, you understand.
Now look here, Dumbo.
That's Dumbo. Claude Dumbo. D-O-M-B-O.
Yeah, B.O. is right.
I'll take that crack, Ballingham, just because I know you're a little nervous about going to the chair.
It's our job to make sure you get there, sir. Safe and sound.
Tell this puke to shut up. Tell him to shut up now.
I'm the last copper you'll ever call up, puke, Ballingham, so just keep acting tough.
Oh, lay off him, Freitag, will you?
All right, Lieutenant. I'll lay off.
Ballingham.
Yeah?
Look, again, I don't want to get personal, but how come you acted so stupid? You trusted everybody. You trusted Adam Maxwell. You trusted Manny Putskin when nobody else did.
I never trusted anybody ever.
Oh, you didn't trust Adam Maxwell, huh? Then how come he knew all the people you killed, where you killed them, how you did it, and when you did it?
I'm telling you, I was framed.
Framed by who?
Well, Adam Maxwell, for one thing. He thinks I killed his wife. He's trying to get even. And then there's Manny Putskin. I put him away so many times, and they let him right back out on a technicality. He knew I'd catch up with him eventually. It's gotta be one of them two. Or both of them.
Here it is, the B-14. Sir, this is a beautiful compartment. My wife would like this, sir.
Yeah, it's swell.
Well, the taxpayers wanted to be sure you got only the best, sir. I bet your boy Adam Maxwell didn't ever treat you to.
Shut up about Maxwell.
Look, Brute. I'm telling you for your own good, it's too late to act tough.
Yes, sir. Perhaps you should have been tough with Adam Maxwell instead of that two-bit hood he sent you out after, and all the slaying since. You not only killed the wrong guy, sir, you killed a lot of them, and women, too.
Yeah, well, I'm not dead yet, Sergeant. Maybe I'll still get the right one. Bang.
That's a good one. That's a good joke, sir. You're gonna write him a poison letter when you find out who it is?
It's too late, Ballingham. You killed a man. You killed 2 men. You killed 5 men. You killed 15 women. And now you're gonna pay for it.
Suddenly the train lurched forward and I saw my chance. I came down hard on the 2 policemen. We struggled on the floor, and I got the keys to the handcuffs and disengaged. Then I opened the window and I jumped. That's right, I jumped. I jumped out of the train, and as soon as I did, I could hear the voice of the gypsy in my head, predicting my future.
For you I see much trouble, great trouble, and death.
A phony gypsy with a real prediction. And suddenly I was flying through the air. Flying higher than ever before. Then suddenly I began to fall like an albatross. Down, down, down with the ocean below me.
Hello? Wake up!
Oh, gee, Sarge, I was having another dream. I thought I was flying again.
No, my boy, you're not flying. That's just the feeling of the train.
We're on a train.
Heading towards Napanock, North Carolina.
What happened to my formerly powder blue DeSoto?
We had to ditch it real fast as soon as you had that shootout with the chimp.
Oh yeah, the chimp. I remember the chimp. I was standing outside our tent, watching Turmeric do her dance to Bolero in nothing more than a Bolero jacket while juggling a white albatross pendant. Albatross. I'm beginning to see what's going on here. Albatross. You're the albatross. You're the albatross, Pilvers. You got me in this mess. The police are after me. I'm wanted for murder.
Now don't get excited. Don't get excited. Nobody's forcing you to do this.
What about that paper I signed?
We could have made a deal. I really only wanted to make a deal. It was you who had stars in your eyes.
Stars? Why, I oughta...
Think back, my boy. You're standing in front of the tent. You're watching Miss Bolero.
Yeah, and enjoying it, too. Then suddenly I heard the chimp, and a gunshot. Then another. I went inside, and there was Lord Cumberbund, lying on the ground, dead, with the monkey.
Chimp.
With the chimp dancing on his chest, and wielding the gun. I pulled out my German Luger. The monkey ran out of the tent.
Chimp.
The chimp ran out of the tent. I followed him into the crowd. He was shooting everywhere. I held my fire, but chaos broke out, and everyone was running every which way. Then somebody hit me on my head.
Yeah, that was me. I did that to save you. We had to get out of there, and who knows what would happen if the police came and caught up with us.
That was you who hit me. That was you who hit me, Pilvers. Why, I oughta... It's you that's holding me prisoner in this train. You, Pilvers. You're the one who's keeping me from solving all these murders, from going back to New York and facing those coppers. Hey, Pinky, what's that you're whistling?
Well, dig it. If it isn't Uncle Brute, baby. Lay me some skin. Baree-bop, baree-bop.
Baree-bop, baree... Pinky, now you got chocolate milk under your lip.
That's my soul patch, baby. That's my soul patch. You got to have soul, baby, if you're gonna be a famous trumpet player.
The only trumpet you're gonna hear, boy, is Gabriel blowing if you don't watch your step.
You gotta be hip to be square, Uncle Brute, baby.
Ain't he great? I'm grooming him. We're calling him Bunsen Burner and the 5-alarm fire.
Catchy title.
And this is my slick chick, Ginger.
Hello, Steve.
Ah, Turmeric.
Nah, her name is Ginger.
Why'd you call yourself Barbara?
It's my stage name.
Well, I like Turmeric better.
I know you're allergic to Ginger, but that's her name. It matches her, doesn't it? Because she's got flaming orange hair. And she's spicy. She's the utmost. Uncle Brute, baby.
Ah, knock it off, you beatnik. Where's Mulata?
Last I saw her, she said she was going to Mexico to get a quickie divorce.
Yeah, she don't dig your jive anymore. Uncle Brute, baby.
Mulata. Mulata. Mulata.
You sound like a broken record. Record, that's it. I just got an idea. No, I don't want to tell you about it now. I'm saving it for the performance.
What is the performance?
Well, you and Ginger, Barbara, Turmeric over here, you'll be doing the Camp Kilmore scene, without Mulata.
That's right, Steve. I'm branching out into acting.
But I don't want to do a scene with Turmeric. I want to kiss Mulata.
Well, I don't dig you kissing my baby anyway, baby.
Oh, Steve, don't be like that. Don't be jealous of Bunsen Burner and I.
Now look here, Barbara, Ginger, Turmeric, whatever your name is, Miss Bolero Jacket. Why, you've got more names than a Spanish princess.
Spanish princess. Perhaps we can work that into your act.
What about Doreen? But without the monkey dancing with no underwear.
Chimp.
Chimp.
A chimp. Hope you ain't making me go out there and dance with no underwear.
Now we got Pinky. He plays the trumpet with no underwear.
Now I've heard everything.
You ain't heard nothing yet, baby. Rebop the rebop.
Now look here, Soul Patch.
Bunsen, you know how to do the trumpet, don't you?
Why, sure. I just put my lips together and puff. Well, it sounds better when I have my trumpet.
Well, all right, Pilvers, you got me over a barrel again. I'll do this next show, but then I'm going back to New York and clear my name.
But wait, the next stop after this is Hollywood. If you're a good boy, I'll introduce you to Larry Parks.
Ooh, Larry Parks. Wow, I'm a big fan of Larry Parks. Now there's a talent.
Yeah, Jolson sings again. Brilliant.
Yeah, blackface will never go out of style.
You betcha.
I leaned over and picked up the newspaper that had been left there by the previous train passengers. It was difficult to read, because Pinky had used it as a napkin to wipe chipped beef off his soul patch. But I could see the words clearly. Mrs. Loretta Collins, gambling debt, Adam Maxwell, Sylvia, her friend, wealthy widow, alias Mr. Murphy. Brute Ballingham, alias Mr. Murphy, the gypsy storyteller. I wish I could read the whole thing. The gypsy, her prediction came true. Or did it? Or was it just a dream? Or the other way around in reverse? Ernie the Stoolie, that puke. Manny Putchkin said, Captain Sean Muldoon, recently promoted for the lowering of crime in Lower Manhattan, called Ballingham public enemy number 1. A ruthless killer out on a spree. His M.O. is to lure women of any rank and station into his clutches, talk them into paying him to solve a crime that he himself committed, and then murders whoever gets in his way.
This rag sheet.
We arrived in Napanoch, put on our little show after the dedication to the new fountainhead, and an hour of something they called jug music. Where the local sheriff, deputy, barber, fix-it man, garage mechanic, and a drunk named Otis stood in a circle and played jugs. The show was going along just fine until Pinky got out there. Bunsen burner in his 5-alarm fire. I couldn't believe he sounded that good. Then suddenly I realized Pilvers had put on a record. When it began to skip, at first the crowd thought it was a joke, part of the act. They were waiting for the monkey with no underwear. A chimp. They stormed the stage, throwing bottles and booing at us. We ran away fast, out into the woods, into the dark, dark night. We spent the night in a cornfield, and slept there too. It's not as bad as it sounds. Rather cozy, if you don't mind looking up at the scarecrows. The dawn breaks cold. In the mountains, even in the Carolinas. It wasn't the feeling of globules of dew collecting on my eyelashes and dripping down my nose and onto my chin that woke me up. It wasn't the sound of the cornstalks rustling in the breeze, nor the rooster crowing. It wasn't even Pinky and Turmeric billing and cooing as they rolled in the hay, nor Sal Pilver's snoring, but the sound of a prop plane flying overhead and landing in the cow pasture next to us. I was the first one to rise, followed by Pilvers. Pinky was too involved in his love life to notice anything but Turmeric. She jumped up and ran out of the cornfield towards the plane. Pinky leaped up and chased her, shouting,
Ginger! Ginger! Come back!
As she got closer, the door of the plane opened, and she leaped in.
Ginger!
As quick as it landed, the plane took off and headed towards the cornfield. Pinky, Pilvers, and I ran. We ran like the dickens, being chased by the plane that was coming in low. I think they were trying to chop us up with the propeller. We ran out of the cornfield and into the woods. We lost the plane in the denseness of the foliage, but I could hear it circling us, like a hawk circling a group of chickens. When we got to the other side of the wooded area, we weren't there more than a few seconds when a car pulled up. A newly painted powder blue DeSoto 1938 model.
Quick, boys, get in.
It was Mulata. The three of us jumped in and she took off. Mulata.
Oh, Brute, thank goodness you're all right.
But I thought you was going to Mexico to get a divorce.
Well, who told you that?
Sergeant Pilver's here.
When he asked me where I was going, I said I was not going to Mexico to get a divorce.
I'm sorry, I had my hearing aid down. Did you say something? It's wonky, you know.
Pilver's why I oughta...
Don't thank me now. Thank me later, when we get to Hollywood.
You still think we're going to Hollywood, eh? After all this, I'm going back to New York and clear my name. Turn this heap around, Mulata.
But Private, we're almost there.
Almost there? We're 3,000 miles away from Hollywood.
Not the way I go. Not the way I go. Just follow my directions, Mulata.
What should I do, Brute?
All right, if he thinks we're going to Hollywood, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Go ahead, Pilvers, take us to Hollywood. The quick way.
You won't be sorry.
Oh, gosh, I'm sorry. That Ginger, she turned out to be a rat.
Just like all women. Just like all women, Pinky. Present company excluded.
I'd hoped you'd say that.
She's a rat fink.
What happened to you being a beatnik jazz musician?
I'm through with that. Well, gee, I don't even have my trumpet anymore. That angry mob grabbed it and smashed it like a pancake. Pancakes. I could sure eat now. Plus, she was always high on local weed or something. She made me smoke it too. That's why I was talking funny. But I'm awake now. She's higher than a kite.
Higher than that? Not as she took off in that plane.
Last night she told me that she's been married 5 times before, and all of her husbands died in mysterious accidents. She's a high widow.
Not surprising, Pinky. Not surprising at all. So, Mulata, I thought you was ditching the car. Or so says Pilvers.
I never said that. I said I was going to hide the car, and I did. Well, first of all, I gave your car a paint job. It's now back to powder blue.
Just like your eyes. Swell.
And then I took a little nail polish and I changed your license plate number on the front and the back.
That was good thinking.
I know. I changed all the 2s to 8s. They'll never find us now.
Well, step on it. I want to get to Hollywood fast and get this over with so my contract with Pilvers here can be fulfilled. Then I got to go back to New York and find out who murdered all those people.
there's only one problem.
And what's that?
I forgot to get gasoline.
Ballingham, Chapter 10, The High Widow, on The Joe Bev Show. Tune in for Chapter 11 next time.